Everyone's favorite commissioner, Rob Manfred, recently told the media that he hopes to add 2 more teams to the league before he leaves his role as commissioner in 2029 to focus on tapestry. And with a number of cities longing for a team or longing to regain a team, let's look at the 5 best cities for an expansion team and more.
Totally sports-esque. Major League.
The city best poised for an expansion team, I think, is Nashville. There are some sources that say an MLB team coming to Nashville is more of a matter of when than if. The city is so committed that Music City Baseball was created with the goal of bringing a team to the city. The organization features a number of members with high credentials and even had Dave Dombrowski aboard before he joined the Phillies front office in 2021. Music City Baseball also has a team name in mind with the Stars, the name of a Negro League team that played in Nashville. Nashville currently ranks 26 for sports markets, with the Nashville Predators and Tennessee Titans and Nashville SC recently joining the MLS. They have also proved their interest in baseball, with Vanderbilt and Tennessee becoming 2 of the best programs in college, with 2 of the largest fan bases for college baseball. And there's also the AAA Nashville Sounds, a part of the Brewers organization that led all of minor league baseball in attendance in 2021 and 22. Of course, it will be different trying to fill up a major league stadium, but that at least shows potential. Nashville clearly has shown the interest in fan support and are very committed to bringing a team to the city. They also have the added bonus of the entertainment possibility of the music industry in Nashville that has inspired the likes of Terry Bradshaw and Eric Show. So if any city is going to get an expansion team or receive one in a trade, it's Nashville. And the other city with the best chance to receive an expansion team is Charlotte. The reason they are right up there is because every time expansion has been brought up, Rob Manfred has specifically mentioned Charlotte, one of the fastest growing cities in the country. Many feel that it's only scratching the surface of its potential. Charlotte ranks 21st for sports markets and is 3rd for markets without an MLB team. Though like Nashville, they feature a AAA team, the Charlotte Knights, that has great attendance. The concern for Charlotte now is they don't have any organized plans like Nashville has. The city already has an NBA, NFL, and MLS team, and the one who has shown the most interest in bringing a team to Charlotte is the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes, Tom Dundon. The Hurricanes play in Raleigh, which is the 22nd biggest sports market, most known for the colleges that make up the region. So a team in Charlotte would cover a large area, and like a team in Nashville, would bring a challenge to the Braves in the region. There isn't a ton of current effort, but that wouldn't stop Manfred from getting what he wants.
Give me what I want!
The next city is Salt Lake City. The reason they have a stronger positioning than a city like Charlotte is like Nashville, they have a group of backers. Led by the Miller family that owned the Utah Jazz for 35 years, the group known as Big League Utah has released renderings of a multi-use project that would cost $3.5 billion. They have plans to build a stadium along the banks of the Jordan River, and this plan has drawn support from the governor of Utah, the mayor of Salt Lake City, and other state officials, and has even drawn support from the likes of 2-time MVP Dale Murphy, who switched his allegiance from supporting a Portland team to supporting Salt Lake City. The Oakland A's have had discussions with Big League Utah about using their new AAA stadium in Salt Lake City, funded by the Millers, for use in 2025, 26, and 27. The stadium fits 11,000 people, which is about 11,000 more than the average attendance of an A's game in 2023. But could be a showcase of the city's support, as John Fisher and the A's would lose out on $70 million in TV revenue if gone through. If Salt Lake City were to get a team, they would be the smallest market in baseball. But based on their support of the Jazz and Real Salt Lake, that is often over capacity, they clearly show great interest and support for their teams. I recently made a video about the Salt Lake City Trappers, who won a record 29 games in a row, and there was tons of support for a summer league team amidst the streak. So obviously Salt Lake City will have the support, aided by the fact that many NBA players complain about how little there is to do in the city. The next city is Portland. This is another city that has prepared a group with the goal to bring an MLB team to the city that has had professional baseball since 1883. The Portland Diamond Project has been working for several years with local politicians to create the best presentation to Major League Baseball. There are 2 main sites proposed in the Loy Center Mall and the Red Tail Golf Course. The Portland Diamond Project has been in negotiations to buy the 164-acre golf course for a reported $50 million, with plans to create the largest sports and entertainment district in the history of Major League Baseball, as they said. Portland is right below Charlotte and Raleigh in terms of market size, and has shown great support for the Trailblazers after Damian Lillard won a long-awaited title for them. Obviously, just like Nashville and Salt Lake City, they have the advantage of having a plan, a very ambitious one. And their location would be interesting because it would cut the travel time for every AL West team, which had the top 4 spots in miles traveled last year, and would especially cut the time for the Mariners. Though there's no guarantee, it would increase their time in the World Series. And the last but not least is a city that has already proven they're capable of having an MLB team in Montreal. If you aren't aware, Montreal used to have a team called the Expos that relocated to Walgreens and became the Nationals. The main reason for the fall of the franchise is what happened in 1994. The biggest what if of all the what ifs involving the 1994 strike is if the Expos would have won it all, considering they were the best team in the league when the season came to an end in August. And when things returned, ownership decided to sell off their best players, and fan interest declined, eventually leading to the relocation. The return to Montreal gained a lot of steam in recent years when the idea arose of the race splitting time between Tampa Bay and Montreal, but that never came to be. While the Montreal team would bring back nostalgic memories and give the city another chance, the problem is that, like Charlotte, there hasn't been movement within the community. No group has been formed, and leaders have downplayed public financing for a stadium. So if Montreal baseball became a thing again, it would have to be Major League Baseball going out of their way to make it happen. So when looking at these 5 locations, which look like they have the best chance for expansion, it looks as if MLB wants a city on the east or west coast, or near it. Logistics is another factor to consider, and with that, let's look at a few additional cities that could get a team. Going along with the West Coast, the largest market without an MLB team besides Orlando, who may be where the Rays move to, is Sacramento. Considering California is losing a team, Sacramento would likely be the best location for an expansion team, with San Jose right there in the mix. But ultimately, the best thing that could happen is the A's staying where they are with new ownership, and as of right now, their move to Vegas isn't completely certain. And going to the second largest state by population, Texas is a state that could get another team in San Antonio. This is a market that's been in talk for years and has been used as leverage for owners such as the Marlins when they wanted a new park. San Antonio is a smaller market than Salt Lake City, but they have also shown great support for their basketball team that they have. And there's also the possibility of adding an international team outside of Montreal. The most interesting possibility is a team in Mexico City. Though they don't have the same level of excitement for baseball as some other countries in Latin America, there is still a great fan base that has been growing in recent years. Mexico City is the 5th largest city in the world by population, so there's potential for a massive fan base. But going back to logistics, it would be a nightmare for the team, as only the Rangers and Astros would have a flight under 3 hours. So at least for now, it's pretty far-fetched. And the best city in Canada for a team outside of Toronto and Montreal is Vancouver. Surveys have shown there's interest in having a team in Vancouver, and it would be very easy for Blue Jays fans in the West to convert. And as said earlier, with the Mariners having to travel less, Vancouver is about the same distance from Seattle as Seattle is to Portland, so a natural rivalry would come about either way. And a city that's not in Canada but could rival the Blue Jays is Buffalo. There was great support when the Blue Jays played in Buffalo in 2021, and the people of Buffalo have shown their passion for sports no matter how many times their team disappoints them. So the cities best positioned for an expansion team right now are Nashville, Salt Lake City, and Portland, simply because the market's there and they've already pushed for the opportunity. And as of right now, there's still a possibility that they won't need expansion, as the future of the A's and the Rays, and somehow now the Diamondbacks, are up in the air. The Nashville Rays or the Montreal Rays could happen, or the Portland A's or the Salt Lake City A's. Anything can happen, and considering this is the second longest period without an expansion team added in MLB history, it will be interesting to see how things develop. There are a number of cities who deserve teams, and deserve to keep their teams, and an expansion team can give hope to a city like Denver that one day they can also get an actual professional baseball team.